Hi everyone, I'm Casey Mullaney from CaseyMullaney.com, and today I want to talk a little bit about once you start realizing that you're using the phrase "I can't afford it," how to remove that. I did a video previously on removing those words like in your thought process and when you're like vocalizing things that you're choosing to buy versus not choosing to buy, and I want to dig into that a little deeper because at that point I went through more about monitoring your words, seeing if that was something you were saying, and basically stop saying it. And today I want to talk a bit about making the choice over what you choose to pay for versus what you choose not to pay for. So when you've caught yourself constantly using the phrase, "I can't afford it," which is something, again, just stop saying. So not a good thing, because I'm going to just say this. You can choose to afford anything you want to afford. It may take a different time frame. It may take, maybe doing this instead of that, but there is always that choice there. And so saying "I can't" just takes that completely out of the ball game and does not allow you to have that opportunity or that option in your life. Doesn't allow you to potentially manifest more abundance in order to up-level yourself to whatever it is that you are currently saying that you can't afford. It just cuts all of that off. So a better way to look at this, while your finances are growing, while you're trying to attract more abundance into your life, one of the things you can do is vocalizing instead, "I'm choosing to spend money on this." So say that you see something that you want to buy, but it's not something that you can buy right now, or maybe you want it, but it's not like a top desire of yours. One of the things I do really focus on is honing in on what you truly do want and what you truly do desire. If that's something you want to dig into further, definitely check out my Your Limitless Life membership. It's at CaseyMullaney.com, and the October recording from that is October 2017. I guess I should preface that depending on when you watch this. The October 2017 recording is amazing for really honing in on your true desires. But so say there's this thing that you want. Maybe it's a car that you like desire, that you want, but it's not your main desire. You actually prefer to maybe have a new house or something else in your life more than that new car option. It doesn't mean that you don't want it. It's just you have other desires that are ranked a little higher. So what you say, rather than saying "I can't afford it," you say "I'm choosing to put money towards whatever it is. I'm choosing to put money towards a new home. I'm choosing to put money towards my savings. I'm choosing to purchase this item instead." And this is something that was a big lesson for me as I got older. Growing up, I heard the phrase "can't afford it" a lot, but it was not actually the truth. It just wasn't. The truth was that there were other choices being made. There were choices that were, if you look at it, it all makes sense. It's really positive. One of the things that my parents chose to do was they chose to pay off their 30-year mortgage in like 8 years. They chose to send us to better schools. They chose to, pay for their cars in cash. That was very important to them. So they saved up about, they got a nice vehicle for them at the time, but and then they kept them for a long time so they could buy their next vehicle in cash. That was just their values and their choice. And again, if you mentally think of it more as a choice of this is where I'm choosing to put my money versus "I can't afford this," it has much more of a positive connotation to it, and it up-levels your vibration. The whole way that you bring more positive things into your life, that you bring more abundance into your life, that you bring the things that you really desire into your life, is by keeping your vibration at a level and your thoughts and your words and actions at a level that allows those things to come in. It allows those things to manifest into your life. And like I said, if you're really paying attention to how you're wording things and how you're thinking of things, because if you're thinking, even though you're making this choice over here to put money away for this, if you word it not as "I'm making a choice," but as I'm making, "I can't afford it," again, that cuts that off. You don't want to cut it off. You want to go into, what am I choosing? What am I choosing as my true desire right now? And I'll just go into this a little blip, in case you've not gone through and figured out what your true desires and your true wants are. I highly recommend doing that. But one of the ways that I do it is, like, I have people list out everything they desire and then go through and think of it like their Target shopping cart. You know, we tend to, if you don't know what Target is, it's this big store, but a big store in the US, so you can find like everything. And, you know, those carts are made big for a reason, because there's all these things you might want. And as you pile them in, all of a sudden there's just all this stuff. And you're like, this isn't really everything I wanted out of this trip. I don't really care that much about these things. Like, yeah, I kind of want them, but they're not really my main priorities. And so you really want to hone in and focus on what you value, what your main priorities are, what your true few desires are at the top that you want to focus on right now. It doesn't mean that those will always be your main desires. Like, those might come and then you'll go move on to something else. But for that moment, you're focusing more on your true desires and bringing in the things you truly want in your life. So again, if you catch yourself, if this is like something that you've watched the other video, you've noticed I say the phrase, I can't afford it, like a million times a day. Like, this is a way to change that thought process, to really dig in and remove those words, remove those thoughts, because you never want to focus on those thoughts of lack. You don't want to focus on, I can't have this. You want to focus on, I'm choosing, you know, I'd like the idea of that, but I'm choosing to have this now. I'm choosing to have this experience now instead of doing this. I'm choosing to put money into my savings instead of purchasing this. I'm choosing to, you know, save for my dream home versus going on this vacation. It's all a choice. Everything is a choice in your life. So reframing it in the way that it is a choice versus what you can afford and can't afford, it's really a much better way of looking at things. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you would like to dig into this deeper in your life, if this is something that you really struggle with, you struggle with your thoughts and your words around money, what you can afford, things like that, definitely go to CaseyMullaney.com and book a session. I'd love to help you. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.